Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Now in today's video, I want to go over why you should pick the 10-speed transmission for your Mustang GT or even Mustang Ecoboost. So as most of you guys know, this S550 Mustang generation started in 2015. It had two different transmission options. It came with MT82, which was a 6-speed manual, and also the 6R80, which was a 6-speed automatic. Now from the 2018 and up models, the Mustang S550 generation saw a refresh. As you can tell, I have the refresh model. It's got the updated headlights and everything. So how it entails for the transmission is we actually got two different transmission, well, slight revision for the manual, so it's still the MT82 transmission, but we've got the MT82 D4, which is a slight revision. But the biggest news for 2018 was definitely the 10-speed transmission, also known as the 10R80 transmission. Now if you guys didn't know, this transmission was co-developed with GM, so it's pretty much the same transmission. Ford and GM just has their different tuning for their different cars. So exact same unit, but just different tuning for the transmission. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at 3 different reasons why you should be picking the 10-speed transmission or the 10R80 transmission over the MT82 or the manual transmission. Those 3 reasons are going to be performance, issues with these kind of transmissions, and the gas mileage. Now before I get into this video, I just want to put this disclaimer out that manual versus automatic transmission is completely personal preference and just what works for you. If you don't have a commute, then obviously manual is going to be a lot more fun, but if you're drag racing and putting times out, then obviously you're going to want to have the fastest transmission you can get, which would be the auto in this case. So let's go. So as we all know it, that Mustang is a performance car, so you want to make sure you're maximizing your performance right there. Now I'm still thankful that Ford does offer the manual transmission. Not many brands are offering the manual transmission. They're sporty cars or performance oriented cars. Now for this 2019 Mustang GT or any of the refresh models, the first performance metric we're going to be looking at the 0 to 60 and also the quarter mile time. 0 to 60 with the 10-speed transmission and the performance pack, this car will go 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, whereas the MT82 equipped car is going to go 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. That's almost half a second difference for the exact same car, the only difference being the transmission. And the differences carry over in the quarter mile too. So the 0 to 60, we've already seen like almost 0.5 second difference. For the quarter mile, the same difference carries over. The 10-speed automatic transmission is going to do quarter mile in about 12.1 seconds, while the MT82 is going to do in 12.5 seconds, a 0.4 second difference, which is a lot for the exact same car. Though I would agree that MT82 or the manual transmissions in general are just going to be a lot more fun on the back roads and just rolling through gears, and it's going to give you a lot more control. But if you're purely after performance, especially if you take your car to drag strip or track, you want to be able to get the consistent numbers, and 10R80 is going to do that job and going to do a little bit quicker than the MT82 transmission. Now the previous debates for the auto versus manual transmission have always resulted in that the automatic transmissions are very lazy, slow to react, they don't want to downshift, they don't put you in the right gear. This 10R80, not so much. It just shifts so fast, it just knows what gear you want to go in, it instantly downshifts, and the upshifts are lightning quick. Now in this upcoming video or the clip that I'm going to post, I want you to pay attention to these lightning quick shift. I mean, it's insane that a run-of-the-mill Mustang is able to do those kind of shifts without even the dual clutch transmission. Now, as you saw from those clips, I mean, there's just no way a manual driver or MT82 can just keep up with that kind of lightning quick shift. Now, I know it's computer versus human, but unfortunately, that's where it's headed. Well, before the EVs kind of take over, which at this rate, it might be 2030 or so less than 10 years, EVs are going to be just there. So enjoy the gas engines while we can, I guess. Unfortunately, not everything is perfect, so I want to discuss some of the issues that MT82 and the 10-speed transmissions have. Now, if you guys don't know, MT82s have been not so good with the reputation since 2011. It's been known as a garbage transmission. Some people it works, some people are having a lot more issues. Now with this revision that they did in 2018, they actually saw more issues. There's all sorts of trouble going into the gear, shift forks breaking in and all that stuff. Something you're not really expecting out of a car of this caliber. So manual transmissions just has a lot more hardware issues. Now 10-speed is not a perfect transmission. It's got so many issues on its own. There's like, you know, if you're putting into gear, some people experience really harsh, you know, jerk when they're putting the driver reverse. Myself, I did have some experience as well. If you want to check that video out, I had some of the other issues with the 10-speed transmission where it would just slam into the gear and just jerk really bad as I'm driving or trying to downshift. But the thing is, most of these issues are software related and not hardware related. Now, why that's important is because most of the issues just go away if you take it to the dealer or you just flash your car. They'll do a software update and all this issue just kind of go away because the actual physical transmission does not have any issues compared to the MT82 where there's physical components breaking and it can actually cost you an arm and leg to fix this once you're out of the warranty. However, with the 10-speed transmission, there's people running high horsepower builds with the supercharger, twin turbos, and they've been running fine. As long as you're not overdoing it and trying to run your car like, I don't know, 1,000+ horsepower, you should be fine. There's no physical transmission issues that are like braking and all that stuff. If you're running like a full bolt-on car, even with like a low boost car, so 600-700 horsepower, you should be more than fine, where MT82 can struggle depending on who you talk to. Now, the last thing I want to mention is the gas mileage. Now, I know it's a Mustang, so no one's buying a Mustang for a gas mileage or trying to get, you know, hypermile their car. So gas mileage is not really a primary concern for the Mustang owners, but it's a byproduct of the 10-speed transmission. The 10-speed transmission is rated for 16 city, 19 combined, and 25 highway, while the MT82 or the manual transmission is rated for 15 city, 18 combined, and 24 highway. Now I know it's only 1 mile per gallon difference. However, in real world scenario, that's not true. So I've done the highway mileage on my car. I went to about 400-mile trip and just cruised it, didn't really get on the car. I was able to achieve 28 miles per gallon. And normally I average around 20.2, 20.3 on my average, which is pretty much a split, you know, in terms of city and highway. And I do enjoy my car. It doesn't get driven very conservatively, let's just say that. So it's amazing how the real world scenario can give that kind of gas mileage on a car that makes 460 horsepower with a 5-liter V8. 10-speed just does an amazing job keeping your revs low and makes for an effortless highway cruiser. It's just so great. Just when you're cruising on the highway, your RPMs are like 1500 or something, 1400, and it barely takes any gas, at least for the type of power this car is making. It's really great. I love it. I just love how great the gas mileage is. It's not something I was looking for it, but once I got a 10-speed, I was pretty impressed with these gas mileage numbers, I have to be honest. Alright guys, well that's about it for the 10-speed transmission. Kind of like my viewpoint on why you should be picking 10-speed transmission over the MT82, or at least why I picked it, and some of the things that I discovered after I bought the car. So if you enjoyed these videos, if you want to see more of the 10-speed video, I've got tons of them on my channel, so make sure you look at them over there. I'll link some of them right here. And as always, please subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.